Yep, someone neutered this thing. So let's get old Nutless out of here. And look at it. Just look. Look at it. Looks gooder with the new one on. What was I saying? Man, this week we get all the nitty gritty stuff that I've been not wanting to do. We gotta get her done. Water pump, steering box, and a couple cuts in the dashboard. So stay tuned, check it out. All right, so the first thing here, we gotta get this off. So I made a mark with a pencil across here. It's kind of hard to see because it's dark in there. Can you see it right there? Okay. So we're gonna take this off. We're gonna visualize the heater stuff. And then we're gonna guesstimate a measurement and put it in that spot. And we're gonna make sure we have enough room for the radio to fit in there too. You know? Cool. We'll get the wrist jacker out. I have strong wrists. I don't know where the impact's at right now. I'm too lazy to go look for it. Well, that didn't take no time at all, you know. So we're gonna visualize this. Yeah, all the way up works. So if we pretty much take the line that we drew on this thing, make that the top for our heater controller thingamajig. Look at that fitment. It's perfect. Then we make sure it's center. We should have room for the radio. Whole lot of measuring, taping, and back and forth, and then eyeballing. And this is what we end up with. Now, you're gonna have to tilt your head this way to be able to see it. But we got our heat, and sound holes. The blue the part that's blue is coming out. We gotta cut her out. But I seen this thing. I didn't see it. Grandpa seen it. That if you use soap on the blade, it'll cut this stuff way easier. So of course we got us a bar of soap. We're just gonna cut into it with the grinder blade. And then try cutting that, because it was not fun cutting last time with the gauges. Oh, that soap's slippery in these gloves. It is interesting, buddy. Look at it melted on that blade. That's kind of interesting. I don't know why, but I gave that a rub down too with the soap. We got some wonderful holes, but dang, we just need to open her up just slightly. I test fitted this one too. Switched the blade for a sandy wheel. Whole lot of shaving, and I mean a whole lot of shaving and flipping it back and forth, but we finally got this piece for our radio snug in there, like perfect. Look at it, and it slips in. We got a little, hear that? It's got slight wiggle room. Now the only thing to do now is throw this in there Boom. Look at that. Man, look how good that's gonna look in there. Now all we gotta do is bend these tabs back once we put that and officially want to install it. And then that stereo will slide in and out, no problem. Now we gotta do one more again for this hole for the heater. Great. But it's getting warm. I almost warped it, so we gotta keep her cool. Especially this section, because they're thin. Man, I got the holes that cut out. I grounded the second hole just the same. And I come in here to test fit them. And I'm thoroughly impressed, is what I'm saying. We'll come in yonder. Check this out. Nice. It looks good, is what I'm saying. I dig it. This dashboard is coming together nice. We got headlight switches, we got gauges, we got heat control, stereo finally. Shoot, she's almost ready for paint. This is the only part of the dash we're lacking, and I gotta make those still. I gotta hide all the ugly wires. These ugly wires. But man, I'm digging it. The only thing left that I got for this little section is this one. Oops, I just knocked that off because it was sitting there. But I gotta drill the holes to mount this. And I don't have the little clips that I want to use on the back of this thing. I need to go get some, so that's on pause. So I grabbed one of these screws because these are the screws I'm going to use. I just set that back on there for now. Stay there for pretty looks. So I've got to go get the screws for them puppies. So that's going to be on standby. Well, screws and the clips is what I mean. But boy, do I got some goodies here. So this one, that's a steering box. Yep, that's pretty important. Because you can see she's pretty leaking. She's losing all the power steering juice. So, that's got to get fixed. I got a couple U-joints. I'll probably honestly just take these with me on power tour for spares. Because, you know, why not? We got some sway bar bushings we'll probably put on. Sway bar links, we'll probably put those on. Spark plug and the wires. Spark plugs, wires. We got a cap and rotor. We got a coil. We got an ignition module. We got a filter for the oil. Yep, your guy's favorite. Dang old water pump with the thermostat. Then we got a fuel sending unit, a fuel pump, and a fuel filter. And of course, we can't forget our valve cover gaskets. And last but not least, our shocks for the front. This is a relocation kit. The brackets are in there. We gotta weld them on the frame. Put the shocks in for the front. We got shocks for the back. And I think we'll be power tour ready. But since that's on hold, I think now we do spark plug wires and plugs. Spark plugs and wires is what I'm saying. And then after we do that, we'll do water pump, make a mess. Let that dry out overnight. And maybe do gearbox tomorrow. Sure. So I guess just to keep the flow going, we're just do spark plugs and wires. Well, I pulled the spark plugs out. Well, that one out. And it don't look too bad. A lot better than I expected. It's not as old as I expected, that's for sure. So I might just put them back in, not even do it, is what I'm saying, because do I really want to put our new ones in with the bad gas? I should run the bad gas out of it before I ruin our new spark plugs, right? I don't know. Well, these ones are good enough for me. We'll clean them off, wipe them down. Well, I can't lie, that was too easy of a decision, you know, just to leave them in there. Let's do this water pump instead, because that's more of an issue. So I don't think you have to drop this stuff to get to it, but I'm gonna move it to get to it. Actually, yes you do, because if you want to do the thermostat, you gotta get to the bolts. So yeah, we gotta move this stuff. That's simply just a little flatty right here, because the nuts, they're mincing. Yep, someone neutered this thing. So let's get old nutless out of here. Then this big boy come off here too. Alright, get this out of our way. We don't want to deal with no electrical plugs. That's good. It's perfect. Look at this room for accessibilities. Well, we know this is going to be in our way. Let's get it out of the way right now. Oh, she's on there. I'm gonna have to go get the channel locks. Give her a little twisty motion. Yeah, things are going all right. We got that out of our way. We got this little guy off, and you know, I was a little worried. I was like, man, there's a lot of rust in there. And then I went for this hose, and I said, man, that's a lot of rust in there. Oh no. I hope this isn't a sign, because I don't need this kind of sign. I got the thermostat housing off. Oh, that looked terrible. It's looking better than I was expecting. Okay, okay. I might have been getting nervous a little too early now. Alright, so let's drop these two hoses. And then I think it's the 4 bolts, and this water pump is out of here. There it goes. Tell you, some ugly water came out in the beginning, but it is good to see clear water. It's also not good to see that it was just clear water, because now that makes me worry about freeze plugs. Because that's a lot of rustiness in there. Great. Alright, so we got all the bolts out, we got the hoses off. Now it's time to let her eat, is what I'm saying. Am I missing a bolt or what? Alright, let's see. It's on there. I had to have missed a bolt. Yep, sure did. I found the bolts I missed. I don't need a hammer. Yeah, there's 3. I thought there was just 2, but there's 3 on each side. Alright, now we got wiggle. She's still on there though. Ah. But this is where it was leaking. As we get in it, it's starting to get a little more scary. Look at in that hole. Hopefully it'll flush out, not kill us here. So I think now we're just gonna maybe do the cap and rotor, because it seems like that'll be easy to do now, and then we can keep this one as a spare because it's working. But I think this needs to come out of our way. We got a new wonderful day here. It's a little gloomy, but it's not raining. so that's what makes it wonderful. We're actually able to bring the Caprice outside. We're gonna run some water through the block and get all that rusty crap out of there. Yeah. I got the sockets I need for the cap. So, we're doing good, is what I'm saying. Nothing to it but to do it. First thing we're gonna do is run some water in this end, let water come out that end, and then we'll reverse-y. And then we'll also do the heater core hoses because they are ugly. And then we'll also do the block without trying to soak this too much. You know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. Man, look at that dirty, ugly water coming out of there. Yes. Clean it out, baby. Get that rusty junk out. Just kinking at that 90. We're just gonna do this till it clears up. Might be a minute. Man, look at the ugly coming out of the block. It's like black. I've never seen water coming out of an engine like that. No, no. That is gross. Let's do this side, see what we get. Right there. Can you see right there? Oh yeah. Bunch of ugly. Man, am I glad we're doing this. Here we are, nice, wet, juicy, and clean is the best part. And once we were in that far, I couldn't help myself. We did the whole car. And it looks good. I like that satin. So now it's a warm snack, let this thing dry out. We'll pull her back in the shop and we'll start doing cap, rotor, and water pump. We got this washed wonderful beauty in the garage again. Everything in here looks so much cleaner. Look at this. Look at this. Even the holes into the engine block look so much more gooder. I'm a little more comfortable with it now. So I guess the plan is now we're just gonna swap or rooney this and keep this one as parts because it's working. But just put a fresh one on it is what I'm saying. Man, I had to go buy this socket yesterday because I've never seen one this tiny. Just for this. Yep. I'm gonna pull these wires off first before I go any further. And yeah. Man, this is fascinating. I've never really taken apart an LT motor before. LT1. So this is kind of cool looking. I got my new one right here. Oh, that's gotta stay up there, I believe. And then this guy just sits on here really nicely, like, you know, like that. And then the next piece, the and then the next piece. I got the surfaces cleaned up real nice and light, and then I got the pipe thread stuff on the bolts. Let's install this thing. You know, nothing like a bunch of dad words and 6 letters of the alphabets and 2nd letters of the alphabets and some other ones. It's in there. It was all right. Now we can start focusing on the gearbox. That big sucker down there, because she's a leaky pig. She just keeps making a mess. And we got a freshie right here. So yep, warm snack and a lunch. We'll get to that one in no time. Well, I came back from our lunch break, and I couldn't help myself but take this old water pump apart. And look at it. Just look. Look at it. Not good. Not good. And then, look at that. That's not gonna hold water. That was almost done. Spin this. Yeah, terrible. And this is where a leak was coming from, because you could see that's where the water stain is coming from. So yeah, look at that. Looks gooder with the new one on. So now let's attack this steering box that I really don't want to do. First things first, the wheels are a little crooked, so we gotta get those straight. You can tell because this side is way crooked. This side looks like it's why does it look straight? Alrighty, we got us the wheel off. We're on a jack stand. It's a little warbly, but it's actually solid. Solid enough that I'll feel comfortable to be under it. So I was thinking the first thing to do is the pitman arm, the hardest part, because we don't want to crack the lines, get oil all over the floor. Grandpa just got us the good tool we need. Now if we come down yonder, you could see this juicy mofo down here. You see it? Dang. I don't even know if we got something big enough to get that off right now. But this is what we're after first. So then we could get this puppy on it and pull her off. Man, I gotta say, this is going way too easy. All right. So if you look down here, the steering shaft has already slipped off. It didn't even give me time to get the camera out to show you my struggle. There wasn't a struggle, is what I'm saying. What was I saying? Oh, the pitman arm came off with ease. So I also got the little brake thingamajig out of our way because it attaches to the thing. So we need to get our lines for the power steering pump off. And then our bolts to the frame. And this sucker is out of there. Way too easy. So that means getting that big heavy son of a gun down and up. That's probably the hard part. All right, I'm ready when you are.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
I loosened them up already.
Oh, yeah. Last one.
All right, hey, I'm up.
Going down.
You can move that bucket out the way if you need.
Okay. All right. Good.
Nose diving.
All right.
Hold on, I got hung up on the brake. There we are.
Please scared the shit out of me, Pete. Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, that bitch is heavy. Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm about to shit myself down here.
Nice.
I'm about to shit myself. Thank you. Oh.
We got everything put back together except for the home plate thing. Big ugly piece on the top. And that's because I broke it. And we're waiting for it to dry. But I think we're getting to a point where we can put it on. You can see this is where I broke it, and it's simply because I dropped it. Yep, what an idiot. Oh yeah, that's way less sticky than last time, so relieve the pressure. Yep, let's go see what'll happen. Hopefully that was the only one, because I seen that one and I didn't even look it over. Putting the last piece on. Alright, squeeze that together, put a screwdriver on it. Close enough. We got the juice in there. It's fired up. Gonna be a lot of fun with this thing, but it's in here, it's doing a wonderful job. It's only been about 5 to 8 minutes or so, and it's starting to warm up. You can see it. Our juice, we still got juice in there, so the thermostat's still not open. But man, this engine had like this for this longest time, and I thought for sure we had a lifter failure or a bent push rod or something. And I think it was simply because the buildup on the cap and rotor, because that's all we really did. The plug wires are the same, the plugs are the same, and the water pump. So what's the difference, you know, other than the cap? You want to hear how snappy this puppy gets? This is the side I was worried about that I thought I heard a tick on, and it's gone. So we just had a faulty miss on that because of the cap. And I think we do need to at least put our new gaskets under valve cover, because it looks like we do got some leaks. It smells oily. Man, the thing's doing wonderful. We got a lot done. I'm running out of weekend time, so I gotta wrap this video up. I gotta say thank you guys for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Comment something, subscribe to the channel, cause this thing's going on power torque. Thank you guys. Later.